Hello and thanks for visiting my channel. I have two things to show you here. They are both crankcase protection covers for my 2018 959 Panigale. These are made by GBRacing. So let's take a look at them here. These covers are designed to go over the engine covers that are made out of aluminum or magnesium, whatever they're made out of. They're designed to cap them rather than replace them. The top portion here is fairly thin protective material. Down here it's quite a bit thicker for the protection. This one here is the clutch cover, and then it comes with the hardware. You just replace 4 of these bolts. You pull 4 bolts out and then put the cover over the top of that. So we'll add that at the end of this video. But that's that cover. The other cover that I have is the Stator cover. And that's what that looks like there. Same design, just replaces 4 of the bolts, so you leave your factory cover in place, and this goes over the top of it. It's thicker down here, so if you do go down on track or on the street, this thicker plastic will protect your factory covers, which are pretty expensive. I believe these cost me about $220 shipped for the pair. I purchased them both through Rezzilla. Love Rezzilla. They're a great company to work with and buy stuff from. So we'll be putting these on here in a minute, and we'll see how well they fit. Alright, we're going to get this engine cover on, and so this is the left side of the bike. Looks like the clutch side, and this engine cover goes on about like that. So what we have to do is remove the bolts here, 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 and down here from the engine cover, and this will clap over the top of that, and then it comes with its own bolts to put back in place. The torque value on those bolts is 13 Newton meters, which is about 8 foot-pounds. So we should be able to do this pretty quickly now that we have all the bearings off. So installing this part is pretty self-explanatory. You can pretty much tell which ones you have to take off once you have it up there. So looks like we got to take off this one here. This one here. This one way up here, which has got some wires around it, so that one's a little bit more difficult to get to. And it looks like the last one is going to be this one right down here. Okay, we got all those off. Should be as simple as fishing this underneath these wires here. Make sure we pull this stuff out of the way so nothing's getting pinched. That is more challenging down here. It does put a little bit of a kink in some of the wires, so it's going to create a rub point on this sensor here. So that's something to be aware of if you install this. Another point to keep a close eye on. For a high wear area that may rub through and cause some issues later on. Alright, these are the bolts that are supplied with it. They're a little bit longer. They look the same. They look nice. We'll just get them started here a little bit. And this one here is the tough one. And we'll spin these on, just make them hand tight initially. Okay. Now we just got to torque it all down to that 8 foot-pounds. Before we do that, I'm going to quick and give you a close-up view of this. So down in the area there, it's a little tight, and you can see this wire right here pushes it hard here on that plastic. So that's a high rub point. So that has to be watched for. Outside that, everything else looks pretty good. So we'll get to torquing that down next. There you got the torque wrench set down to 8 foot-pounds. Get these torqued down. We'll do diagonal just because why not? It's not a bad idea to switch the torque it down in a pattern. Okay, that was pretty easy install. I like that. I am going to take and wrap a piece of tape around this piece here, this wire here, just to give it a little bit extra protection. And then I'll be done with putting that panel on. Then we'll go to the other side and do the other one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and install this engine cover here from GBRacing. Again, these are pretty easy to install once you get the fairings off. You've got 4 mounting points here, and those are the screws or the bolts that you have to take off. So just match it up here. Start with this one. Take that one off, and we will take off this one down here. It's a shame we're covering up our Ducati symbol, but that's right. Ducati. That should take off quite a few of them. It comes with its own bolts to replace, so it should be pretty easy to do. Wow, actually there's only 2 bolts left holding that thing on. And the new bolts come in this package here. It's up against it. I'm putting on my sliders at the same time, so it's loose, so I just kind of spun it out of the way. That was pretty easy. And we'll put these in. And I'm going to tighten up with our fingers first. So, pretty easy. And now we're going to torque them down. Again, there are 13 Newton meters, and that is 8 foot-pounds of torque. got our torque wrench set to 8. Go around. We'll do it just kind of a crisscross pattern just to have a pattern to it. Like that. I always go pretty easy on bolts like this. Go slow because they're small. You don't want to strip them out. Okay, that's how easy it is to change those out. So my next step is put on the fairings and go for a ride.